What's up, guys? TCMuze. Let's get into some chill, cool, sunny Cali type vibes. Let's do it. All right, let's jump into it right quick. Let me show you the BPM. We're at 85 BPMs. Let me show you my quantize right quick. There it is, 16th notes, 75% strength and sensitivity. We're gonna start with the drums. We're using the Fury kit from Burnt Hughes. We're gonna start with this kick snare pattern and then move on. All right, let's get to it. All right, man, I think that sounds good, at least for a start, for our percussive elements. We're gonna take these 4 bars, we're gonna go ahead, double it, make it 8. Hey man, if you made it this far, do me a favor, like and subscribe. Appreciate you. Next thing we're gonna step into our harmonic elements, and we're gonna start off with the trio of guitars. Now, not real guitars, we're gonna play some MIDI guitars. We're gonna try to fake it till we make it here. Let me show you what we're working with. First, we're gonna start with IK Multimedia sample tank. Let's go ahead and pull that up. And I'll show you how I processed it. We're using this single coil neck vintage preset. And if you look here, you see I took everything off of it. There's no amp, there's no nothing. That's because I want to do my own processing over here with sample tank, not sample tank, with guitar rig. Let's open up guitar rig, and I'm using this phased rhythm preset. All right, the next thing that we're gonna do, and I'll get into this at the end, is play the chords, but we're gonna voice them in a way that a guitar would voice the chords. I'll get to that at the end. Stay here now. Let's keep rocking out. All right, let me get in this main guitar section. All right, we sounded good there. I got a little flub here, got a little uncomfortable with the fingers, so we'll do that, get rid of that. We'll get rid of this too, right? Let's get in. So we'll get rid of this and just pull this bass note over to where we think it should have started, which is about there. And that should fix it. All right, the next guitar that I'm working with is gonna be a muted guitar. Let me just show you. It's also from Sample Tank. Sample Tank is just a very utility type plugin that's gonna get you a lot of bread and butter type of sounds and then some. Don't sleep on it. So we're using this wah strat muted preset. And in this case, I kept everything as is. Their processing that was already in it was fine. So I was like, yeah, let's just go ahead and go with it. I'm not gonna use any other processing. This is coming straight from Sample Tank. Just gonna put in like a rhythm muted guitar pattern here. We're gonna get in our last guitar out of this trio. I'm using this single coil neck vintage. I'm not doing anything here, didn't change any of the presets, using everything that's already in Sample Tank, which is a jazz amp, and it looks like an EQ and then some reverb. Let's jump into it. I'll show you what they have set up. There we go. Jazz amp, EQ, and a oh no, compressor. I guess the Jazz amp already has the reverb and whatnot on it. All right, cool. Yep, has reverb already on it. Cool, simple enough. Looks like we got what we were looking for. Let's move on to the next instrument. Of course, we got to put in some bass, hold down that low end. For this, we're using IK Multimedia's Moto Bass 2. We're using this beat jazz preset is one of my favorite presets here. Let's go ahead and get it in. For the most part, we're going to just hold down the fundamentals and follow the chords. The other thing that I see that I want to do is I want to play a couple of fills and trills and embellishments. So for this, I'm going to turn off the quantize. Remind me to turn it back on when we're finished. All right, now let's get into the synth section. Now for this, we're pulling up IK Multimedia's, their J60, appears to be a Juno emulation. Right now, we're just gonna start sprinkling in some synth licks here and there. Let's go ahead and get this one in. Just gonna sprinkle it in and we'll come back. All right, we're going to continue on with sprinkling in some more synths. Again, I take IK Multimedia. We're using their Center V soft synth using a Jersey Suitcase preset. All right, so we're just going to keep sprinkling in a few synth parts here and there. Right now, we're going to use IK Multimedia's Boys of the Belt MW preset. All right, let's get the final element in there. You know, this is one of the things that I usually do to give movement to my tracks. I'm just gonna do some eighth note pulses using this synth here from Centronics, the Memory V, the Brown Rotary preset. We're just gonna pulse out using the same chords, but for the most part, we're going to be kind of making the voicing sounds like it's moving down, kind of counter to what we got going in currently, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's get it in. Yeah, so that's nice. Just like you can barely even hear it, but you can feel it pushing the beat forward a little bit. I think we've done enough. Let me just go ahead and put a quick sequence together. Yeah, we got enough. Let's just do a quick sequence. Follow me here on the screen. Let's get it. We're gonna double what we have so far, and then we're gonna take these last four bars. Well, you know, we don't have to do all that. We're just going to take the guitar part and make an intro out of it. All right, next thing we're going to do is for this first section, which will act kind of like a verse, I guess. We're going to make that a little mellower. So in order to do that, we're going to remove some elements. All right, so we got the sections that we want muted to make a A sequence and a B sequence. I got a little inspired, so I dropped a hot 8 bars here. It's fire. It's all right. Let me show you how I processed it, though. That was a pretty cool thing. I used Wave Studio Verse, and I just clicked on the first preset that we had here, which was Guru Vocal Chain. And then I just manipulated that as need be. And yeah, came out pretty nice. So shout outs to Wave Studio Verse for making that quick processing chain for me. All right, I think we got it all. Without further ado, let's go ahead and hear it. I appreciate y'all riding with me, and as always, stay up. All right, let's hear this thing out. Oh, and don't forget, I'm explaining the chords after the demo, so stick around. All right, let's get it. TCM.
Mine I made out with good weather, a paycheck and gas money, no negative vibes. Take that from me, feeling fresh even though I might dress bummy. Let me open up the moonroof, 75 sunny. My homie said he cooking out later in the day. Told me to drop by, bring ice in E&J. And my girl say she took a half day to start the weekend. Love how we synchronize without even speaking.
Hey, so you made it to the end of the video. Thanks for coming by for the lesson after the session. Hey, if you made it this far to the lesson after the session, drop a keyboard emoji down in the comments. All right, we'll holla at you. Let's get back to the session. Excuse me, let's get back to the lesson. Let me explain these chords for you right quick. So like I said, we are in the key of B flat major. Let me just play that for you really quickly. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm playing these chords in the voicing of like a regular guitar, which is gonna be the root, the fifth, the seventh, the minor third, and then the fifth again. So for a C minor, it looks like this: C, G, B flat, E flat, G. But before I get ahead of myself, let me tell you all the chords that we're using so we can just hold them here on the screen. So we're using a C minor 9, then going to a, so we're using a C minor 7, then we're going to a D minor 7, then we're playing a G minor 7. We're going to use a slightly different voicing for that. And then at the end, we're using a B diminished to get us right back to that C. So here we go. So in the number system, that would be, since we're in B flat major, the number system, that would be a 2, a 3, 6, and then a flat 2 diminished. Let me go ahead and walk you through these chords. So we're going to start, like I said, with that C minor 7. We're going to do C, G, B flat, E flat, and then G. Then we're going to move to a D minor 7. We're just going to shift everything down a little bit. So we'll have D, A, C, F, and then A. Now these first two voicings, whereas if you were playing the guitar on the 5th string, we're starting the chord on the 5th string of the guitar. This G is going to be played as if I'm playing it on the 6th string of the guitar, and it's going to go like this: G, D, F. So that's going to be the 1st, the 5th, the minor 7th. And then we're going to go to the B flat, which will be the minor 3rd, the D, which is the 5th again, and then I believe the F. Let's see. Nope, we're going to the G, which will end on a G on top, of course. So let's just hear how that sounds. Then that last chord that we're using, which is going to be the flat 2 diminished, is going to be that B diminished. We're not really changing much here from that G shape because we already have the B and the F in. And then what we're going to have is we're going to have the D, and then we'll have the A flat. And then that nicely circles us back in because there's tension there. There's the right amount of tension. That leads us right back to C minor 7. All right, let's go ahead, play it back again, play it 2 times around, see what it sounds like. Check it out. And there we go. That's the chord progression. Again, if you have any other comments, questions, leave them down below in the comments. I'll be happy to get to them. As always, we appreciate you coming by. Stay up, and we out.